But I don't know, Rachel, it does seem to send a message to Hillary Clinton and her camp and her supporters and to the head of the Democratic Party that if somehow superdelegates do sway this in a way that does not reflect the will of the pledged delegates, that there could be some real problems.
I think the superdelegate aspect of this, how it's actually going to be chosen, the transparency of that process and the apparent fairness of that process is very important. I've been saying from the very beginning, if Democrats feel like the nominee is chosen unfairly or by some backroom process, then there are going to be pitchforks in the streets in Denver. I think that's still true. But on the debate issue, I think
pitchforks.
That's what I think. But I think that on the debate issue, it's not so much that people. I've seen a lot of the character of the outrage here. It's not so much that people are mad that Barack Obama was being ganged up on. It's that the debate was conducted in such a way that it was not about substantive stuff and it was about tabloid issues. And yeah, maybe it was more unfair to Barack Obama than it was to Clinton. But most of the outrage that I've seen is just on the substance of the debate, not hitting the real issues and instead hitting that side stuff. I don't think it's a message to Clinton. I think it's a message to ABC.
Hey, how big of a win in Pennsylvania does Clinton need after the perception of Obama's inevitability? Rachel, what do you say?
This is the $64,000 question. This weekend and heading into Monday is going to be all about setting expectations, because we all remember here that there's nothing mathematically determinative about the Pennsylvania vote. There's nothing magic that happens by Pennsylvania voters' choices that's going to get us any closer to a nominee. This nominee on the Democratic side is going to be chosen by superdelegates, and so it's all about the impression of the win. And the Obama campaign and the Clinton campaign are going to have to really start cracking the numbers this weekend and come up with a storyline about what counts as a disappointing day for Hillary Clinton or what counts as a disappointing day for Barack Obama, because it's that sense of momentum, that sense of being able to take it all the way that's going to be the entire point of this exercise for superdelegates.
Right. I think there's something else too, Rachel, which is, and it may be effective, it may not, but he effectively said, not during the debate, he might have thought about it during the debate, but certainly afterward, the idea that, hey, this is what Washington's like. You know, you get these kind of questions and then she seems right in her element. That may be the most effective way to speak not only to his supporters, but new people to the process.
Right. And the fact that he did the Jay-Z move with brush your shoulders off, which I think was, what are people calling that today, the dog whistle hip-hop signifier, which I thought was
Rachel,
great.
you do that better than I do.
Thank you very much. I actually was working on it all day.
But I do like to say, I don't think that's going to help them so much with the older voters in Pennsylvania. I'm just going to go out on a limb there.
That's why it's a dog whistle thing. The older voters will have no idea that it's signifying this Jay-Z song. It was perfect.
Hey, David, I think this is a tame campaign. I just want to get that on the record. I mean, everybody is so damn easily offended. Yes. Get over it. We're picking a president.
You know, but if I were either of them, I would have complained about how I was treated in the debate. I don't think it makes them look that bad. I thought when Hillary Clinton complained about being piled on, that was a reasonable thing to complain about. I think when Barack Obama complained about the tenor of the debate questions, that was a reasonable thing to complain about. I don't think either of these things is fatal or looks particularly bad for them, and I see strategically why either of them would do it.
You know, Michael, I'm offended.
If you're a blue-collar worker, in Pennsylvania, you don't want to hear your president whining about some questions at a debate with ABC News and George
exactly so.
I hear what everybody's saying. But you're running for president. Hillary didn't look good when she did it. He doesn't look right when he does it. I'm voting for a president. I'm going to vote for a Democrat. But Americans are looking for someone who's tough, resilient, smart, and can re-engage the world. Not a whiner.
But
you got to talk about the issues.
You can characterize it as whining, or you can characterize it as pushing back when you get pushed around. I didn't think that it made either of them look weak or whiny. When both of them stuck back on things like that, it essentially to me was them saying, you know what, this is a stupid format and I'm going to push back. In the same way that Fred Thompson, I think, got a lot of kudos from Republicans when he pushed back very visibly at a Republican debate moderator.
Fred
when these guys pushed back,
Fred Thompson.
He's out of the race.
Fred Thompson.
Seems like a long time ago.
I think that in these debates you can get to really tough questions on which both Obama and Clinton have, Obama and Clinton have very serious differences between them without being in the tabloid realm. I think you could ask them about torture. Barack Obama made this incredibly interesting statement about potentially prosecuting members of the Bush administration. You can take Hillary Clinton on that very provocative thing she said about putting an American national security umbrella over Arab states in the Middle East. They can talk about the role of lobbyists in their campaigns, which they're misleading statements from both candidates on both of those things. There's all sorts of issues on which you can get into big fights between these candidates and even potentially have very entertaining gotcha moments without just doing the tabloid and character stuff. Mine is much more pedestrian, coming off those very thoughtful remarks from Harold. And Harold, I should actually tell you, congratulations on your pending nuptials as well. My prediction is purely political, which is that heading into Pennsylvania on Tuesday, if Hillary Clinton has an ace in the hole, now will be the time for her to play it. We're going to see it between now and Sunday morning, if there is anything else left to be unveiled negative against Barack Obama. We haven't seen anything all that new from Hillary Clinton on the positive side. We haven't seen anything new in terms of what she's constructively offering or what she is proposing to voters. What we've seen is a kind of slow turnover of negative issues against Barack Obama. And if there's anything left, that's going to be used for the voters in Pennsylvania, it's going to have to come out very soon.